In this video, I'll run through how to set up and use the punch list template to stay organized on your project and work efficiently with your team. Punch lists can be super important because after a project has reached substantial completion, it's typically the final stretch of work that needs to be finished before a project is considered completed. Some construction contracts are written up such that this pre-final punch list has to be completed before the owner can send the final payment. The bottom line is that your punch list needs to be organized, detailed, and clear about the status and actions required. And I'll walk you through how the punch list template helps you out with all of this for free. First thing you'll need to do is get a link to the Google Sheet. If you don't already have it, you can head to BuildBook for the template. Once you have the link, make a copy from the File menu. For the setup, you can edit the Inputs tab where you'll add team members, rooms, and trade categories. There are some pre-filled examples, but feel free to add your own. Now when you go to the Project Punch List tab, you'll be able to add specific items and choose rooms and categories from the menu. There are many types of lists you'll be making, but in this first example, I've thrown in some items much like I was doing a pre-final inspection. I've got a description of what needs fixing, the room it applies to, a category, who's assigned to it, and the status. The second example I have is the scenario where I may send someone out to go room by room to inspect things that we always check. I can see that there's a hold on the trim, he hasn't started the walls, floors, or ceiling. I can check in later with Jim and say, hey, how's it going? Why haven't you signed off on these last items? And he might say, hey, the painters were still there, so I wanted to inspect everything after the trim was all dry. The other tabs are additional views. You can look at your lists by team members, room, category, or by status. You'll be able to easily spot any trends and efficiently manage resources. You can see, for example, that Jim's got a ton of things on his plate, and maybe Bob can help out. Or say you think you've got a bad outlet in a few rooms on casual inspection, but when looking at issues by category, you may see the electrical category totally blow up with issues, and realize, hey, there might be a larger issue. I may have to call my electrician back out. These views are handy, but they'll only work if your trade categories and information are accurate. So just do your best here. So here are some other great tips when using the template. For each punch list you make, you'll want to keep making new copies. If you finished a project and want to set up a new punch list based on a prior one, you can save a copy and then clear out all the items. Then save this as a fresh template. That way, moving forward, you'll have all your categories and team members saved onto a clean sheet. Another concept to understand is that Google Sheets is a cloud-based tool, so you can share it with your team. Anyone with the sheet open will be able to see updates in real time. Unlike Microsoft Excel, you won't have to save a copy and send it out every time you make an update. Another key feature is that you can use the Google Sheets comment system to discuss issues right in the sheet until they're resolved, and tag team members in the comment, which will trigger email notifications. It works well if the entire team is checking email all the time, but if you need something more robust, you can look at the BuildBook app, which sends a push notification right to your phone in cases like that, and other important events like assigning tasks, escalated team chats, invitations to new projects, and client messages. And that wraps up the punch list template. We've got other great free tools for creating estimates, managing the budget, and setting up schedules, so be sure to check them out. And if you want something to run your upcoming projects, you can take our project management app out for a spin. You can add schedules, Gantt charts, tasks, and all the communications required to run your job like a pro. Thanks for watching, and as always, we'd love to hear from you.